Hey, Fit Fam, welcome to Diet Free Fat Loss with Coach Fit Pro J. Tonight, I'm going to briefly explain how your metabolism works, and I'll talk about the four modes of nutrition and exercise that you can use to break the cycle of dieting. And in the segment, I don't know, Ask Jay, I'm going to answer a question from a previous podcast and answer any questions that do come in. All right. So for those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Coach FitPro J, your diet-free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that, and now I help others do the same. I help people frustrated with the cycle of dieting, break the cycle, get results, and never diet again. So if you'd like to connect with a coach that talks the talk and walks the walk, you can connect with me at fitprojcoaching.com/let's connect. Okay, now that that is out of the way, let's little technical difficulties here. So tonight I wanted to ask, have you ever got stuck in the cycle of dieting? Have you ever got stuck in the cycle of dieting? I don't even know if you guys know what the cycle of dieting is, so I'm going to go ahead and illustrate it for you. Give me a second. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Have you ever got stuck in the cycle of dieting? All right, so this is a pretty funny meme here. All right, yo-yo dieting, the cycle of dieting. Let's talk about that for a second, briefly touch on it. Okay, you start off, chronic participation in diet programs, detox challenges, etc., over and over and over again, and you end up doing what? Depriving yourself. Okay, and lose some weight, of course, but you're still loose. It's not the quite the effect that you wanted, especially with all the deprivation. And then what ends up happening is the diet ends, right? And when the diet ends, you revert back to the pre-diet eating habits, okay? Because you never learned anything new. You just know how to restrict and that's it. And then as a result of that, you rebound and you put the weight back on and some, usually, okay? Then you feel miserable and heavy again, and you're worse off than before. And let's go ahead and complete that cycle now, okay? There you go. Then you go and you do it again and again and again. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That's exactly what this is. Okay. Diet fad diets don't work, but you started another one anyway, and you get caught up in this cycle. Okay. That's what I mean by the cycle of dieting. So have you ever been stuck in the cycle of dieting? That's the question. All right, just go ahead and put your answer down in the comment section for me. All right, what we want to do though is we want to break that cycle and never diet again. In order to do that, do something different. Okay, do something different. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Let me go ahead and get this off my screen now. Get back to where we were. Okay, have you ever got stuck in that cycle of dieting? That's what I'd like to know. About 14 years ago, yeah, about 2007, about 14 years ago, I got sick of being over fat. Um, I weighed just under 300 pounds and had a waist size of about 44 to 46, okay, inches. Uh, I was a big dude, okay. I never got stuck in the cycle though, but I have visited Diet Town and have done a few diets in my day. All right. Um, you know, I'll pose another question to you guys. What crazy diets have you tried? What crazy diets have you tried? I've tried the low carb, the no carb, high fat, the velocity diet. Yeah, that was an interesting one, man. That one had me drinking protein shakes for 28 days straight, okay? With only one solid meal at the end of each week. All right. And the worst part about that diet was going to see that animated movie when it came out, Ratatouille. The movie Ratatouille is not something that you want to go and see, when you're in the first week of a mostly liquid diet. The movie Ratatouille, that movie's full of food and cooking. It was made for the senses. All right. Man, that was torture, but I got through it though. I really did. But what an experience that velocity diet was doing that. Um, so, when it comes down to it, dieting just isn't a pleasant experience at all. Okay. On top of that, dieting really is a two steps forward, five steps back type of way to go about losing the unwanted weight. You know, why is that? It's because your metabolism. That's why. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. All right. Um, and again, please let me know. I want to know what kind of crazy diets you guys have tried. Even this, if this is going to be seeing this on, if you're going to be seeing this on the replay, just type your comments in the on that replay. Okay, I want to know: have you guys ever been stuck in the cycle of dieting, and also, what crazy diets have you tried? All right. So now I don't have any comments, and I have a couple of people watching. So you guys can go ahead and continue to watch, and I'm going to briefly explain how your metabolism works. All right, let's get into this about how your metabolism works. Think of your metabolism as a stress barometer. Okay, it literally is looking out into the outside world to see, what you're dealing with. All right. What are the stresses in your life? And how can I adjust my hormonal nature uh, and all of my functions to keep you in balance, given what's going on around you? These are the questions and things that the metabolism looks at. Okay. So just think of your metabolism as a stress barometer. Okay. The other things that it asks you are, are calories available? It looks to see, are you getting enough sleep or are you sleep deprived? Okay. What's going on with your emotional state? That all has to do with your metabolism and keeping yourself in balance. Your metabolism is registering all of these things. Okay. All of your sensations like taste, sight, hearing, they have to translate what's going on in the outside world to your inside cells, so your inside cells know how to respond. Okay. The way they do that is through hormones. Okay. Hormones, all right, are they send signals all throughout the body, kind of like they're metabolic mailmen. Okay. It's kind of like they're delivering letters to different parts of the body. Hey, fat, I want you to burn or I want you to gain. Hey, muscle over there, I need to take some energy from you, or I need you to make more muscle. Hey, adrenal glands, I want you to put out more stress hormones like cortisol. Okay. You know, the body is constantly doing this. Okay. It's on a mission to keep us in balance. All right. The body is always seeking balance. Okay. Your metabolism looks out for things and it sends out hormones to communicate what's going on in the outside world to your inside cells and tells them what to do. Okay. So your metabolism has to do with your hormones. Okay. Metabolism hormones. If you can remember that the metabolism is just simply a stress barometer, you can understand why it runs into problems very quickly, when you don't seek its natural balance. All right. So to summarize about how the metabolism works, again, think of metabolism as a stress barometer. It goes out into the world, on the outside world, sees what's going on, and then it tells your inside cells what to do with what's going on in the outside world, and it does that through hormones. That's pretty much it. Okay. That's how the metabolism works. So before I get into, I'm going to stop there for a second. I'm going to get into the four modes of nutrition and exercise that you can use to break the cycle of dieting. But I need you to understand the metabolism and how it works first, about the metabolism and hormones. But before I do get into this, I have some comments I wanted to get into here. All right, let's see what we got. Thank you. Thank you for my shirt. Nice shirt. Yeah, for those of you that are just joining me for the first time on a broadcast, I always wear uh, 80s and 90s nostalgia types of shirts. Prince and Purple Rain. I'm sure that a lot of you remember him. Remember that era. I'm all about nostalgia. All right. So thank you for the nice shirt. And then we have another comment. How does it work with hypothyroidism? With hypothyroidism, that is a different broadcast. What I will do is I will go to that comment, see who did it. I will contact you and let you know. I may end up explaining it to you or sending you some information, or I may just go ahead and put something on the next broadcast about it to explain it a little bit. Um, but I will contact you sometime after the show. Excellent. All right, thank you. And by the way, towards the end of the show, I'm going to do the segment, I don't know, Ask Jay. So I'll just ask it now, and I'll ask again. If there's any questions you want me to answer on this broadcast, go ahead and put them in the comments section, and I'll get to them towards the end of the show. I just wanted to mention that now. Uh, so if you are just joining us, let me just recap again. I just explained how the metabolism works. Okay. And now I'm going to get into the 4 modes of nutrition and exercise that you can use to break the cycle of dieting that we talked about at the top. The first 2 modes that we're going to talk about, the first 2 modes of nutrition and exercise, they put a lot of stress on your metabolism. Okay. And let's see here. We have the 4 modes of exercise and of nutrition and exercise can that you can use to break the cycle of dieting. Gotta love this live TV. Man, some days I'm just like that. Hey, I'm human. What can I say? Getting back to things, the first mode, eat less, exercise more. The most common mode, the restrictive dieter. Okay. In this mode, you restrict the amount of calories that you consume and you ramp up your exercise. Typical dieter, they restrict their calories and they do all this exercise. They start to lose weight. They start to slow down losing weight. What do? They end up exercising more or eating less or worse, both. So, getting back to the metabolism being a stress barometer, when you do this, eat less, exercise more, and you continue to do it and continue to be more extreme with it, it really does some damage to metabolism. I don't know if you guys have heard the term metabolic damage before, but it's not a diagnostic term. It's just a term to explain your pushback from the metabolism. That's your metabolism trying to keep you in balance while you're continually stressing it out. That's what's happening, okay? And that eat less, exercise more. You'll end up having problems that include rebound weight gain, muscle loss, halted progress. These are all the things that is pushback from your metabolism trying to keep you in balance. Okay, so you can't just keep on eating less and exercising more. It just doesn't work. Then you get stuck in that vicious cycle. That's that whole 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. Okay, that's why that mode just does not work indefinitely. Okay, so that's the first mode of exercise nutrition. Okay, and the second mode of exercise and nutrition would be eat more, exercise less. The couch potato, classic, right? This mode's at the other end of the spectrum and also stresses the metabolism out, just in a different way. These are people that just are very inactive and they consume a lot of calories. Typically these people, not all of them, but typically these people eat a lot of the wrong type of calories at the same time, which makes it even worse. It exacerbates the problem. So problems include type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke, the typical metabolic disease that happens with couch potatoes. So the first 2 modes, the dieter and the couch potato, okay, eat less, exercise more, eat more, exercise less. Okay. Those are the first 2 modes of exercise nutrition. The third mode of exercise and nutrition is actually, before I do that, the second 2 modes, it's just one of those days, guys. Sorry about that. The second 2 modes of nutrition and exercise actually have a positive effect on the metabolism. Okay. And a lot of people probably don't use these or they're just unaware of these next 2 modes. The next mode, eat less, exercise less. That's a typical hunter gatherer. You know, this mode helps keep your metabolism stay or helps your metabolism stay in balance with very little effort. And you simply consume less calories and eat less. The hunter gatherer, think of it like this: hunter gatherers, what did they used to do? You know, during times where they didn't have food, they conserved their energy until they had to hunt, because they had to hunt for their food. They had to go out and gather their food, so they would really expend their energy hunting the food and gathering the food. And at other times they would be at rest, and they would eat less too as well. They would be very conservative. Okay, so the hunter gatherer, eat less, exercise less. It's great. It's a great mode that you can use to help your metabolism stay in balance. Okay, with little effort. The last mode, or the fourth mode of nutrition and exercise, is eat more, exercise more. The athlete. Okay, the athlete. You know, this mode also helps your metabolism stay in balance. Um, Most people want to look like athletes, but they don't want to eat like athletes, or they're scared to. Okay, they don't want to this eat more thing. Eat more. Oh no, I'm going to gain weight. You know, it doesn't work like that if you use these modes correctly. You know, none of these modes are inherently bad. Okay, unless you stay in them for a long enough time to stress your metabolism out. um, if you learn how to switch back and forth between these different modes correctly and transition in between these modes correctly, you'll break the cycle of dieting and never diet again. Okay. These four modes can be used together. They can be used at different times. They can be used within 1 week, within a couple of weeks. You could use them during the seasons. Um, Diet-free fat loss. That's what this is all about. Diet-free fat loss. When you understand this stuff, you will be successful at diet-free fat loss. I can help guide you through these different modes so that you stop the cycle of dieting. Or maybe if you thought of getting into shape, you have never tried before and you don't want to do it the wrong way. You want to start off doing it the right way. Or maybe you've been doing it the wrong way for a very long time and you finally want to just do it. Okay, kind of like I did way back when I was 300 pounds. You can go ahead and visit fitprojcoaching.com and connect with me. Book a call with me. We can talk about your situation and where you're at, where you're trying to get to, what you've done in the past, that sort of thing. I can help, walk you and guide you through it, give you an idea of where you need to be. And then, hey, if you want to hire me to guide you the rest of the way through, hey, that's great. If not, at least I can help you out. But no, go ahead and go to fitprojcoaching.com and connect with me. Book a call. Let's talk. Let's talk about your metabolism, what's going on with it. I'm going to go to the comments section before I get to the next segment. I don't know, Ask Jay, where I'm going to go ahead and answer a question that was on the last broadcast, and any questions that do come in from now until the end of the broadcast. So if you guys do have any fitness or nutrition related questions that you would like to ask me, go ahead and take a second, put them in the comments section now, while I'm answering this other question and checking out these other comments, and maybe it will get answered this evening. All right, guys. And again, if this is the replay, you're catching this broadcast on the replay, please go and put your comment or your question in the comment section. If I don't get to it this evening, well, obviously I won't if it's the replay. I will get to it on another broadcast. All right, I'm going to go ahead and check out these comments, see what's going on. Okay, this is about the hypothyroidism. Go ahead, put it on the next broadcast in case others are fighting for the same. Okay, yes, no, not a problem. I'll go ahead and do that. All right, let's see. What happens when one says they are resetting with a detox of no solids and juices only? Doesn't that shock your metabolic system? What I could say about that is when you switch up and do anything extreme, you are going to shock your metabolic system. It shocks your metabolic system because you're doing something extreme and your metabolism is fighting for that balance. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. A shock to your metabolism can be a good thing. You just have to go about it the correct way. And after you do shock, actually, let me rewind. How is your metabolism functioning before you shock it? Because if you do have any metabolic damage, and again, metabolic damage is not a diagnostic term. When I say metabolic damage, all I'm referring to is the metabolism pushing back against what you're trying to get it to do. It's trying to get to balance and you're not letting it. Okay. So, what I want to ask the question, what is one's metabolism? What is the state of their metabolism when they go ahead and go in to do a reset, when they go in to do that reset? And then not only that, after they do shock the metabolism of the system with that reset, um, what are they doing to transition out of that shock? How are they how long are they staying in that shock? How long are they staying in that resetting area, in that mode where they're doing something extreme and shocking that metabolism? How long are they staying there to stress it out? And what are you doing to bring your metabolism out of that stress? You can do it pretty seamlessly and nicely and have it work for you. And then mostly I see people do it the wrong way. They just go in and they shock their system, but they continue to do it, or they shock their system and they stress their system out with resetting, and then they go right into a deep calorie deficit and start this restrictive dieting cycle right after that reset, and that could be a recipe for getting into the cycle of dieting. Okay, so I hope I answered your question without too many words. Um, Thank you for that. 300 lies. That's a lot of lies. I don't know who wrote that one, but let's moving along. I obviously don't filter these comments. All right. They are working out every day and just feel their body needs a cleanse and go 24 hours. Hey, that's fine. Like I said, a little bit of information missing there. Um, if they feel their body needs a cleanse and they do the cleanse and they feel better and they transition to something smart and they're feeling good, hey, great. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. Yes, great. I'm glad I answered that question for you. Oh, 300 pounds, not okay. Sorry about that. Okay, 300 pounds. Okay. Yes, I was just under 300 pounds. That's right. Okay. What's your thought on 16/8 hour dieting? That is an excellent question. I am missing a little information in that. It kind of looks like a semi-intermittent fasting type of setup. And I guess if it is that, please let me know if I'm correct and correct me if I'm wrong. But I'll go on. You're kind of talking about like a semi-intermittent fasting type of thing. Intermittent fasting is a thing in itself, and it could be a whole broadcast on that as well. Um, okay, let's see. Clarify that. Eat for 8 and diet for 16. Eat for 8 and then diet for 16. Yeah, that's just it's a type of intermittent fasting. And if it is working for you, then cool. If you're stuck and it's not, then you need to talk to me. Okay, that's what I would look at like that. If you're experiencing problems with it, you should obviously switch. If you're not and you're happy, hey, you're good. Stick with it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's not just one way to do things. There are, however, more efficient ways to do things, and there's the wrong ways to do things, and there's multiple on both sides of things. So this is great. I'm Thank you for these questions. What I'll do now, I don't see any more questions that have come in this evening. What I'll do is get into the question from last week. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you to get to that question. There it is. Okay. Let me pull it up so I can read it on my screen too, and you guys can read it. Here we go. Okay. Okay. This came in right when I was about to. What was on? I was on the outro on the last broadcast. Every time I work out at 5 p.m. As opposed to 6:30 a.m., I can't sleep. Help. All right. I asked her though after the broadcast. I just missed a question before signing off. Before I answered, I asked her if she takes in any caffeine before the 5 p.m. workout. And she says she does a pre-workout and a fat burner on top of that. But she can drink Cuban coffee at 10 p.m. and go to sleep like a baby. All right, Adamas. Um, what I want to say to that is, I want to help you out because you did say help. Um, the pre-workout by itself can tend to have a lot more caffeine than a Cuban coffee. But then you're putting a fat burner on top of that. So that's even more caffeine, more stimulant. So the difference between and also just so you guys know, when you exercise, your temperature rises quite a bit. It can be difficult to go to sleep. Not many people have an issue with that. They usually have the issue with the stimulants later on in the evening. So I want to bet, Idamus, if you stop that pre-workout and fat burner at 5 o'clock, I think you'll be a lot better off. There is a pre-workout, or there's a few pre-workouts out there that do not have stimulants in them at all. I had a work shift that was later in the evening, and I had a workout later. Well, it was early in the evening. I had a workout later, and I ended up taking that pre-workout. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and post that in the nutrition boot camps for all group. But you can get it on Amazon. It's company Genius, and it's their Genius Pre. It's a pre-workout without stimulants in it. Okay, great pre-workouts, clean, no dyes or anything like that. It shakes up clear. It's really clean, gives me good focus. So if if you remove your pre-workout fat burn at 5 o'clock and still have issues with getting to sleep, or you switch out that pre-workout for that other one I just mentioned that has no stimulants in it, or a similar one with no stimulants, and X out the fat burner, and you still have issues going to sleep, let me know. I have something for you. Please let me know I have something for you. So thank you for that question, Adamus, and I hope that I answered it correctly for you. Let me know if I didn't, and I will. All right, that is all I have for you guys this evening. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Please tell as many people as possible about it because I am trying to build up my audience. I would love to see more people watch this show live and have people to interact with, like today. Thank you guys. That was great today, by the way, the interaction. But again, let everybody know Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be a live by me. Okay, that is this evening. So for all of you who don't know me, again, hi, I'm Coach FitPro J. I'm your diet-free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that, and now help others do the same. That's me. So if you like a coach that talks the talk and walks the walk, please visit fitprojcoaching.com/let's connect. Or you could just go to fitprojcoaching.com and connect with me there. Okay. I help people frustrated with the cycle of dieting, like we talked about tonight, break that cycle, get results, and never diet again. If you guys want help managing between or trying to transition between those modes of your metabolism to get out of that cycle, please contact me and we'll talk about it. And remember, Fit Fam, keep it simple, keep it moving, and keep it real, especially when it comes to your fitness. I'll see you next week Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at facebook.com/FitProJCoaching. See you later, guys.